Welcome back to the Hangar with Xcraft. So, in part 12 here, we are going to get our bombs built. There's two halves of the bombs, and then there's two halves for the fins. We'll get those assembled, and then we're gonna work on painting them. I'm gonna try a new technique to give them a more realistic look, and so we'll practice that technique together. I'll probably play around with a little bit before I show you guys, but we'll learn together on this and see if we can make bombs look a little bit better than just spraying them olive drab. They need. I feel like they need a little bit more of a mottled look. Um, Not just sprayed a solid olive drab color. They look fine, but I feel like they need something else to take them to the next level of what we're trying to do here. So we're going to play around with that for a little bit, and we're going to get going on that right now. Okay, so I have a still picture I'm going to throw up here real quick of these bombs. So you saw me assemble them and spray them both olive drab, and then I weathered this one down. And I'm going to put a still picture up here right now so you can see those, so you can see the difference.
Both bombs have been sprayed with Vallejo Air Olive Drab, and the bomb on the right is untouched. The bomb on the left is weathered with the technique I am going to show you.
And rather than just being, straight up olive drab, I mean, it looks fine. It's very, very uniform and seems very, very unrealistic to me. So that's why I did this. And I'm going to show you how I did this. There's probably many other techniques, but this definitely gave it some wear, some age, like it's been moved around a lot. It's I think it does what I want it to do, which is not just be solid, brand new, shiny olive drab, because to me that's more unrealistic. Okay, so let me show you how I did this. We're gonna start with, I have this is it's a very, very stiff bristle brush. There's nothing special about this brush. It's very old. You can see there's paint and goop all over it. I keep all my old brushes like this because they come in handy. They come in handy sometimes, just like for right now. So I just have some. This is just the tester's white. This is thinned from my airbrush. If I'm going to airbrush it, so just got a little bit in the cap there. That's all we need. I'm going to take this brush and dab it in there. And now this brush is super, super stiff. So I'm going to end up with a stippling. I got a little bit too much paint on it. So I'll end up with a stippling like effect all over this. So just speckles. We're just looking for speckles. And so I'm dabbing this and then I'm just blotting it off just to get the excess off. And as I had mentioned to you before, as I do this, I'm rotating my brush so we don't have a pattern. Now, with the way we're going to treat this white, it probably really doesn't matter as far as that goes. Whoop! Dropped it. Okay. So we'll do the fins here too, of course. A little bit more. Okay, so we have this effect now, and it just looks all splotty, like it's got the measles. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, we're going to retire our bottle of white. I'm going to take just a second here to clean out this brush. This is incidentally one of my favorite old brushes. I use this thing for stuff like this all the time, and I just like it because it's short bristled, it's stiff, and perfect for this. Okay, so now I have another old brush here. Nothing special about this one. It's all frayed out and fuzzy and looks like a bunny tail. It's so fuzzy and wore out. But it's perfect for what we're doing here. In this cup, I have basically just enough white spirits or low odor. Oh, sorry, wrong can. That's lacquer thing. Low odor mineral spirits. So I have just enough to wet the bottom of this cup. I don't need any more than that. So I'm just going to take this brush, dip it in here, maybe blot it off so I don't get too much. And then I'm just going to take this over this white, and basically I'm just brushing it out, because I don't want it to look like it has measles, white measles. Okay, so we're just going to do that. And the idea is here, give us kind of a layered effect. You could probably use yellow for this too. Maybe you can even add yellow after doing the white as well. So you have more of a layered look, more of a random sort of splotchiness to the paint. So you kind of see where we're going here. So now we're looking, it's looking a little faded. Okay. Get a little more spirits here. And do the fins. We don't want to remove it all. And this is probably very hard to see in the video. Okay. Okay, so let's actually, let's take a little yellow. Let's do a little yellow too and see what happens. Oh, if my yellow's any good. The only thing I don't like about these testers bottles is the lids like glue themselves on, so I have to use channel locks to get them free. Oh, this yellow. That's no good. Oh, here, I got a different one. Okay. Yeah, this one's okay. So, yeah, I always use channel locks on these to get the lids off. That one wasn't bad. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with my little stiff bristled brush here. We're going to go back on the first one I did. No, actually, we're not, because I already did some black on that one. Might have to go back and redo that. So I'm going to do it on this one. So now we have yellow measles. Probably shows up a little better now. You see what I'm doing here? Okay. All right. I'm not even going to wait for this to dry. This isn't even wet. I dipped it and I wiped it off, so there's chemical on there, but it's not wet, if that makes sense. I need a little more than that. I've seen something similar to this done using orange. They use like multi layers. It's orange, and I think they probably use some yellow in there too, maybe. Don't recall right offhand exactly. I feel like this Model Master paint is really, it works pretty well for this kind of stuff. You know, just cheapy paint. So again, we don't actually want to be able to see the yellow. We're just trying to like enhance. Okay? We're just trying to bring out a little flavor of weathering. I think the yellow goes well with the olive drab. You can actually see quite a drastic difference between the two there. This is the first one I did. And you know what we're going to do? Actually, you know, because bombs, they're not all going to look exactly the same. Right? This one could have been built 10 years previous. Maybe this one was built 3 years previous. You know what I'm saying? So slightly different paints. Maybe they were built at different locations. Maybe maybe one's been sitting out on a flight deck, and the sun has faded it some, and one has been below deck. Or in storage at a lot somewheres before they were even put on a ship to go on these airplanes. So we're gonna make them look different. I think we're gonna leave that one alone. So now this one here, we're going to use our panel line enhancer, and we're going to go around, and I already did this on the other one. And if you have watched any of my other videos, you saw me doing this very same thing on a P51's panel lines. If you go look at my Edard P51 video, you'll see me doing this very same thing to enhance those panel lines. And it really, really comes out nice, I think. Alright, so I'm just going to blot the excess off here. We're not waiting for this to all dry. We don't need to. Because we're taking off a lot of it, actually. Okay, so we got our fuzzy brush here again. And our white spirits. And we're just going to gently brush this black to spread it out a little bit so it doesn't look like it was just painted on. Kind of brings out the joints and the lines, gives them a little shadowed look, if you will. And then around where these rivets are at, we're going to be very gentle because I want those to pop a little bit. So I want some of the panel line fluid to stay in those recesses. You probably cannot see that really well. Like right here. Right here, right where that row of rivets is at. Okay, and up here, same thing. Got a little too much yellow up here yet. We need to spread that out a little bit. Okay, and there is our completed bomb. So it's not just straight up olive drab. I'm going to get another picture of these finished so you can see them better up close, because I know in the video you're not going to be able to see it very well. So I'm going to get another picture of these and I'll throw it up right here.
Okay, so the bomb on the left is sprayed with olive drab, and then it has the white measles added. And then the panel line accent. The bomb on the right has an extra layer starting with the olive drab, then the white, then the yellow, then the panel line accent.
I'm going to brush that spot just a hair more. It's a little too dark. Okay, so you can actually see the difference in the colors. Now, I actually like this one better. I think the yellow works better. Boy. Should I leave those two different colors? Or should I use the yellow on this to make it look more like this one? Put it down in the comments. What do you think? What should I do here? I kind of like them. I kind of like them different colors. But at the same time, I really like the effect this one came out with. It looks pretty good. So our bombs will be painted here, and these are going to be ready to install when we're done painting the fuselage. Okay, so there we go. Bombs built, ready to go. Um, and that is about it for construction. I'll go back through. I jump around a lot in the manuals. You probably noticed during this build series. I jump around a lot, and that's because there's some things I don't want to do until the very end, like putting on pitot tubes and antennas and stuff like that, because I don't want to break them off. Landing gear, that'll go on after we're done painting, because again, well, we're going to be spraying, and I don't want to be spraying paint all over the landing gear, and then having to brush paint it on the airplane. So I prefer to add all those extra doodads after the fuselage is done. But so I will go back through the manual and review it. Make sure we didn't miss anything. I don't think we did, but let's just make sure we didn't. So at this point, I'm going to close out on this session. If you like these videos, please like and comment, and subscribe if you would. Hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out, if you would. Anyways, until next time, this is Xcraft signing off, and keep your fingers out of the glue.